Good afternoon to everyone. I don't see you well because the lights. But at the beginning, I would like to first ask you about: does anyone from you try to use the chatbots, for example, to order the pizza or order some packages from Allegro or something else, Amazon, something like that? Okay. So, what do you think? It is okay? It is helpful? Was okay? More or less, okay. So the second question is to you: does anyone from you try to develop a chatbot or be a part of the team who tried to develop? Okay. There are some hands. Okay. So to those who didn't try to develop the chatbot, I would like to encourage you to try it, to be a part of the team to create such artificial intelligence, let's say. But to those who already done this, please, I would like to hear your experience also, but maybe after the presentation. Okay, so presentation has two parts. First of all, the journey, and the second part is related directly to the chatbots and how we decide to deploy our platform. So, our department is responsible for the researching of the Nokia network elements functionalities. They are part of the research team where they decide how the applications, how the functionalities which can be deployed on the network elements should work. And after that, the such specifications, such documentation is provided to development. And when the development has started, it is provided directly to the customer. And such research need to be documented. So there are a huge amount of the documentations created during the specification. There could be documented in Word, PowerPoints, Jiras, and so on, Confluence, Wikipedia, and so on. So if we know how the functionality should work, and the specification is delivered to the development, we would like to share this knowledge to our next employees. So people who are responsible for the research, they want to share this knowledge to our colleagues from other departments. That's why we create trainings. So first of all, we have a documentation, then we have a training. So the trainings, these are again documents, for example, in form of the PowerPoints, in form of some videos, and again, we would like to share this knowledge with to another guys. Also for the customers, if we develop something, if we deliver something to customer, we would like to train our customers to provide the knowledge how they should use our functionalities. Okay, so again, we have documents. If such software is delivered to the customer, we would like to check does the delivered functionalities works properly. So we have also dedicated tools related to analytics. So we are receiving data, for example, from the test lines. We have this experience from the test lines. We have some tests. We have customer field data. We are able to analyze them. We are able to we have information from the customer that something does not work as it should be, and so on and so on. So we have a lot of analytics platforms which give us also the data. So this is also some kind of documentation which we would like to use. So at the end, we have plenty of tools, dedicated tools. One could be used for the knowledge sharing. Second thing could be used for as applications for dedicated area for the functional areas, like for example checking the performance of the network or BTS. So as you can see, we have a lot of tools, and people need to go to each of those tools to get the knowledge. And it is confused that if we have plenty of tools, we do not know to which one we should go. So even if we have plenty of tools, we have a lot of tools, the question is it enough for us? Is it okay for us to search the knowledge, search the information inside those tools? So why not we should try with the chatbots or with artificial intelligence machine learning scripts? So we decided, as we know, we have plenty of tools. We have analytics tools. We have knowledge sharing tools. We decided that we should try with a chatbot with artificial intelligence to teach some machine, give us this knowledge to this machine and share it in, let's say, for example, in the form of the chatbot. When we're talking about the design, at the beginning of, if we're starting the work with the chatbots, we need to know what is the purpose of the chatbot. Chatbot should be also smart, so the level of trust with the such machine depends on how smart it is. If it is helpful, it is if we are able to use this, if it is okay for us. So we decided that we want to have all those information in one chatbot, and it should be smart. But of course, we are not able to do this in one step, so we start to develop this chatbot step by step. For example, starting from the trainings and training materials, from the simple documentation which is directly available in our ecosystem. Okay. So, okay, how the chatbot architecture looks like on our site. So first of all, we need to understand who are our users. In our case, our users are another employees of the Nokia, of other departments, people who are directly cooperate with the customers, and also at the end the customers. And the question is, what kind of platform we can use, and what type of platform they are using to communicate, to use to search the knowledge. There are plenty of tools, like for example Messenger, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Slack, where we are able to create a chatbot which which should support us with our daily tasks. But when we are talking about some internal systems, like for example Nokia, we are not able to share this knowledge outside our organization. We are able to create a dedicated platform for our purposes. But also in our case it is like that we have a dedicated platform, but this platform integrates the chatbot, for example, with a Jabber or Microsoft Teams in the future, I suppose. Next step is that we need to have some human understanding platform, some natural language processing, natural language understanding, that if someone will put something to our, for example, chat in the Slack, we need to understand what he's saying. In our case, it was Hutoma. It is Hutoma. We are using Hutoma to understand what people are saying to us. There are few and other tools. I don't want to say which one is correct, which one is the best. But for example, there is a Dialogflow on the Google side, IBM Watson on the IBM side, and Alexa Amazon if you would like to use a voice recognition. Okay, but again, even if we understand what humans are saying to us, we would like to have we need to create an additional chatbot logic, as we observe that even if people want to searching for something, we need to know where this information should be founded. So if we have plenty of, for example, databases, dedicated tools, APIs, knowledge sharing applications, analytics platforms, we need to integrate them to each other. So that's why we need to assure the service integration, like for example also assure appropriate SLAs, NDAs and so on, that the information is secure. We are checking that someone who have access to our chatbot have also access to the data which are provided directly in this chatbot. So this is really simplified, but in our ecosystem it looks like something like that. And here are two main aspects during the creation of the chatbot. In my opinion, the most important, those are intents and entities. But first of all, let's talk about the intents. So even if we have a NLP, NLU part, we need to understand what really customer needs, or what really our user needs. And if we are talking about some simple cases, like for example, repair a bike, order a pizza, this is easy. But the problem is where we have a dedicated, specified knowledge, for example, related to Nokia network elements and deployed software. So And as it was presented previously, that we have lots of applications, lots of knowledge, and we need to know that, for example, if someone asking about some description of functionality, we need to know to which service we should go. It is worth to mention that there are two types of dialogues which can be provided with a user. So this is linear dialogue. So we are asking asking the user about what about he's really asking. Like, for example, what is your name? What is your address? And so on and so on. And the user need to provide it to us as a manual input. The second dialogue is the nonlinear dialogue, which means that we are trying to somehow understand what people are saying to us, but we need the confirmation. So, for example, would you like to order a pizza, and what is the pizza, what is the pizza size, and so on, size, and so on. How to say it? Sorry. Okay, but going further, follow-up intents. Also, if we see that someone wants the pizza, we can ask him what kind of pizza, and we need to connect to our ecosystem to say what kind of pizza we have. And creation of the intents in applications like, for example, Hutoma can be provided in two ways. Like, for example, Q&As. There is a simple form of that. If user asking this, it means this, and Hutoma is so smart, let's say, that she is able to. The platform is able to understand it as a human in NLU, NLP dialogues. Okay. And the second part, which is also important for us, from our perspective, the entities. So the conversation parameters. When each platform, like for example Hutoma, dialog form contains their dedicated, already implemented components, like for example entities, like for example time, like for example date, places, and so on and so on. But on the other side, we observe, if we are saying about the domain knowledge, we need to think about custom entities, like for example dedicated functionality developed on deployed on the custom method, dedicated software implemented on the dedicated hardware. So there are plenty of custom entities which can be used by developers. What else we are able to set up those entities? Is they are required or not? What is important? The system entities, those are which are implemented directly on the platform. Developer entities, custom entities, these are related directly to our ecosystem, to our services. And the last one, those are user entities, like for example name, email, login session, other orders, all the orders, and so on and so on. Okay, from my side that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed it. This is my first presentation, so please be patient. Thank you.